I don't get it. I'm gonna try with it one more time. And if it don't work, I mean, it just might be the website. So it just won't load it. It loading everything else, but boy, I tell you. All right. Hopefully it catch up for some reason. Could you call the Blog Talk number and see if it is because okay, yeah, it's signed in, but it's not.
That's showing on you here.
It's showing up, but it's not letting me go to the regular screen. Let me go everywhere else.
Still 515-605-3979.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you get a call. 515-605-9379, right?
Okay.
Yes, it's not letting me. All right, you could kill a dog. It's a lot. Nah, it's the goddamn. That's that elevator music. Oh boy. All right, ain't no sweat. We probably had to make do without the Blog Talk. If the Blog Talk comes up tonight, I'm gonna definitely let you all know. But for some reason, Blog Talk just decided, he gonna visit Ghana tonight and be with the purple people eaters. That nigga left the truth. All right, Blog Talk left the truth, y'all. Blog Talk just decided. I tried with him, told the nigga Shamai, nigga ain't want to listen. He here acting real funny. All right, bam. Shalom, Yabashim Shabukatham, Yashaman Tabashim Yashai. So like any late start, we're trying to get everything up and running, and for some reason, some of the things just refuse to run. All right, as is everything this devil creates. All right, make sure you're hearing me. Let me get one, type in one if you hear it. If you see it, type in one. If there's a problem, please make sure you say so. All right. Tonight is Brotherhood class. All right. Last week, I know we started with Purim. Tomorrow, we'll be keeping the Feast of Purim at sundown in every school. Make sure and find, if you haven't contacted the camp leader or the officer in charge of the high holy days in your city. It's kind of late right now. Make sure, and those are you all who, but it ain't too late though. It is late, but it's not too late. You can, still get down and, bring stuff where you need to get to bring in and be part of the feast day. And every city that the UPK has a school, and you'll go down and check it out. All right. Keeping the Feast of Purim. Passover coming up March 30th. We're drawing closer. We're just about 1 month away now. All right. From tomorrow, it's 30 more days. Downhill now. If you don't have it now, you ain't going to have it pass in 30 days. I'm trying to tell you. All right. get everything ready to rock. So of course we started with the Feast of Purim and went into the history and the spirit of a rebellious woman and how the Lord used a proper sister, a proper black woman, a strong black woman, not a woman from Wakanda, right? Not a Wakandan woman, right? Not one of them bald-headed women, but a sister, feminine in a dress, not using a spear, but looking good and fit enough to take spear, if you get what I mean. All right? None of them Wakanda women. I ain't seen nobody get nothing looking similar like it'll end up in with some rod being dispensed in the show. All right? Because of course, who wants to lay with that? Ah, boy, I'm gonna think we up. I think Blog Talk decide he gonna repent. All right, the Blog Talk repenting, y'all. 515. Hold on. No, guest calling is 718-506-1384. Try that for me, Hamco. Make sure that number is working. 718-506.
Calling back in.
506-1384.
2, 1.
Right. Let me know if that's it.
Blog Talk Radio.
All right. 718-506-1384. That's again 718-506-1384. All right. You got it? Just call in as a guest. Not.
Oh, sorry. I don't know the pin is.
No, it's not none of that. You should, but your number should show up. Just type in 1. Oh boy. Do me a favor. Just call Sako and ask him the exact number for sure. Because I'm seeing a 718 number here. I know usually it's a 515 job. Ask him if there's something different once they dial 718, if there's something different that has to be done. Or you could text him. All right, text him because I'm for sure needing to push forward. All right. So like I said, last week we started off with the Feast of Purim, the history, and we're gonna complete it this week. Because it's an excellent story of brotherhood. It's an excellent story of a sister taking her responsibility for her people, right? On behalf of her brothers. She took extreme responsibility and did not side with her oppressor, which is the hallmark of a strong woman. A strong woman will reject her oppressors and choose her brothers, even if in whatever situation, her people are not desirable people. Even though her people are not the people that everyone has sympathy for, empathy for, even though her people are not the people who are highly esteemed by the world, a strong sister would still side with her people. And this world teaches us to despise the nation of Israel, despise a certain race of people, a certain nationality that is continuously, suffers character assassination by the media, by the news report, by the movies, even what's the FBI aide, not FBI, Nixon, right? President Nixon had an aide who what's the Nixon aide's name? I'll tell you just now. Hold on. He came out and said what Ehrlichman, John Ehrlichman, right? That's his name, John Ehrlichman. He was a presidential aide, like an advisor. And he came out and disclosed how much the media is trained and structured to demonize the Blacks and Hispanic, as particularly males, right? Where in the news, if there's a crime committed, you know, you put the face up there. You make less mention of the word alleged. He allegedly did this. He allegedly did that. You get the worst mugshot possible of him. You go into his history of being this, of being that. They would lead the news off with any incident that was committed by a Black or Hispanic male or Native Indian male, and of course spend a lot of time, horrendous, using the adjectives to describe it in a very negative connotation, negative way. Cast aspersions, like how we say, how in our community today, we say what? You throw in shade. The US government has structured the media outlets to continuously throw shade at Blacks and Hispanics, but particularly the male image, right? And again, you know, I'm gonna extend Black History Month another 30 days because of the evil of that movie, Black Panther. All right, so it moved from just being the news outlets that would demonize Black men, demonize Black women, and now, you know, Hollywood done pick it up and been extremely brazen in their portrayal of us as a people. But all the entire effort is to get the world to reject us, to despise us, right? And part of that plan is to separate Black women from Black men and to use us against each other. You understand? Of course, the white man will take the sisters over the brothers because, of course, he can breed, he can have sex with the woman and make children that are his and not ours. You get the point? So, of course, everything is designed for a sister to be seduced into becoming a tool for the white man. Most of the time, she doesn't know it. Some of the time, she does, and she doesn't give a damn. You understand? But this story of Purim in the book of Esther, we see a sister who has every opportunity to reject her people and does not do it. Go ahead.
It's been changed to 718, sir. 718-506.
That's fine. So once you dial that number in, what do you do? Just ask him. The people who call in, once they dial the number in, what is the next step after you dial it? All right. So once again, the blog talk is 718-506-1384. 718-506-1384. If you have any questions, so we're going to continue with it. You know, last week we covered where this heathen king had this heathen woman, Vashti, and Vashti got all the wives in the whole, empire to come together for some woman's only party, only to disobey the king's orders when he called her in, right? To disobey the king's orders when he called her in. She did it publicly in front of all the women. Everybody heard about it. And the king's advisors, the king's aides at that time, they told him, listen, we can't allow this to stand because if we don't do anything about this, when our women are in the home with us, they will openly disrespect us. This ain't just your problem, king. This is a problem for the nation. And that's how we need to look at it. How the scripture said, a shameless woman is counted as a dog. Hast thou daughters, keep her in straitly, bend their neck. I'm paraphrasing. Give me into how I'm calling Ecclesiasticus. These are just a couple of precepts to support the lesson you could learn from this in terms of keeping her close and in check. That would benefit your nation, because we're about to read about a brother called Mordecai that kept his cousin, but she was like a baby cousin to him. So he grew her up as his own daughter because her father died, and her father was his father's brother. And he took her and raised her like his own daughter. And he kept her in straitly, so much so that when she was called upon to do something that could have cost her her life, she said, no sweat. right? She said, when I let me say it like that. She had doubt, but he checked her on it. He checked her good and proper, and she went in there and did what she had to do, brother. And a book is written about her today because she sided with her people, and she didn't pick up her spear and do this and talk about Wakanda forever. She didn't do none of that bullshit. She was female. She did what sisters do best, which is know how to get that brother to put the sword down and come here, baby. Come here, baby. Go ahead. Come on, talk to me. Yeah, you get brother to go down in the base. You know what I mean? He dipped all the way down in that base and talk slow and look at you like, you know what I mean? Like he ready to deal with something, you know, rough. All right. Give me Ecclesiastes. Give me the ones I call for.
Okay. Ecclesiastes. Sorry. Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 25.
Go ahead.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
Read it again.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
Right. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, unworthy, low. And Vashti was definitely a shameless woman. She had no kind of, you know, bridle, no kind of restriction on her action, not thinking to herself, this is the king I'm talking to, right? Give me the other one.
What's the other one you want?
Where a woman who maintained her husband. 22, 25, and 22.
Okay, Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger.
It's full of what?
Of anger. Impudence. And much reproach. Right? A shameless woman, a woman, if she maintain her husband. All right, now the Christian reading this will tell you what? Maintain means what? Come on. The Christian saying this would say that maintain means what? They would say maintain means she is paying for him. She's maintaining his lifestyle. She's maintaining him. She is, you know, paying his bills, paying his rent, paying this, paying that. It's not talking about that type of maintain. It's talking about meaning if she is maintaining in terms of managing, meaning if she has to correct you, like a sister, if she had to tell you, you know, I mean, a million things. Like if she has to be a mother to you. Now, this is your woman, but she has to become your mother because you done been Christian your whole life and you looked for mommy to marry. She will hate you. That's why Christians in their relation, in their marriages, what usually happens if there's an argument, she decides she gonna hit you. Throw hot grits on you, hot oil, you know, run you over with the car because really she's with you, but she despises you because of your weakness through Christianity. You get the point? She fully despises you and she constantly disrespects you because she has to, a grown man, she has to be a mother too. And that's because of the Christian church. You get the point? So read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 22.
Go ahead.
A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Right,
and much reproach. She's full of anger, impudence. Impudence is what? What is impudence? Excuse me. What is impudence? Come on with it.
Oh, sucks. It's not the
Go ahead.
Said, if you're calling in to listen, you don't have to do anything. If you're the host, you have to dial in the host calling number, then enter the host pin so the people can hear you. And he gave me the pin, the host pin.
Okay, it's already logged in. I have the junk open. Okay, now I'm seeing other people there. Blog Talk, the people on the Blog Talk, are you all hearing? Just unmute your phones and just say something if you're hearing. Baba Kushala. Hey, Shalom, Haki, Yabashim Shabbat, Most High in Christ. All right, Tawada Haki. All right, Yabashim Shabbat. All right, just mute your phones back. Tawada. I just want to make sure you all were actually hearing. Once again, Blog Talk number for those of you all who don't know, 718-506-1384. That's 718-506-1384. All right. So impudence. All right. Impudence. The other Jew said rebellion. That's right. Because Arai said being bold. Right. It's brazen disrespect. You understand? It's a brazen disrespect. You get the point? It's the typical, I'm gonna give it to him disrespect. That that you see sisters are trained to disrespect the man. You understand? Because that's, in essence, a heathen cultures allow women to rule. Right? And that's what happened here. He gave Vashti so much privilege and so much power in society. She thought she could say whatever she wanted to say to him. And she told him, no, I am not coming. And that was like, oh my God, she told the king no. The king said, no problem. I understand. So that's where we at right now. All right, let's stop right there with those precepts. The other one I was looking for is where it says a woman who, like it's like an out of control woman with her mouth could run off enemies. All right, that's in the Apocrypha as well. I forget exactly where it is. But let's go. Let's pick up where Memucan told the king, go find a woman that is better than her, that is better than Vashti, that far exceeds her, a better woman than her. Right? You got it? 22.
Okay. Esther, chapter 1, verse 22. For he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house.
Say it again.
That every man should bear rule in his own house.
All right, this king said, listen, you men, every man, you rule your house well, because he saw what happened because he didn't rule his house well. He gave her much liberty, much freedom to do all sorts of stuff. And she got together with the woman and then got the gall to disrespect the king. And now she's about to lose that throne and they're going to replace her with one that's better. All right, keep going.
And that it should be published according to the language of every people. Chapter 2, verse 1.
Go ahead.
After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him.
Right, and now understand this. These heathens, they know how important it is to keep your household in check and to keep the sisters, in our case, the sisters, in order. And that's why it's so heavy how the general brought it out, that we are so hard on women because we love them. You get the point? Like, we take this thing very seriously, and discipline is paramount. Discipline is absolutely paramount, and you ain't allowed to be like the regular broad in the street. You understand? You ain't allowed to be like Kim Kardashian. You ain't allowed to be like, that Monique. I see everybody talking about how Monique disrespected Charlemagne, right? Calling him by what's his slave name? Leonard?
So, yeah,
right? I saw how, she everybody talking about, yeah, she gave it to him good. And that made me realize that, okay, people in the world, it's human nature to, if there's an issue, it's like your team didn't make it to the playoffs. So in the NBA finals, you choose the team you dislike least. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Like, you talk to somebody from, okay, let's say you're from New York, right? And the Super Bowl was between who? The Patriots and Eagles. Damn near everybody hates the Patriots. That doesn't mean they love Eagles. They wanted to see Patriots lose. Nobody likes Charlemagne. You know what I mean? No, listen, I'm not standing up for the nigga. I like to look at the situation and analyze the whole dynamic of it. Now, this Monique, brother, this Monique was very, very instrumental in one of the most destructive movies towards black men of the last century. I'm not lying. Right? There's a few movies that was designed to destroy the image of brothers, particularly Judites. Color Purple. What's the one she acted? God damn it, just escaped me. What's the one she acted? Precious, Salakia. Right? Precious.
That one, woof.
That was a horrible movie. That was a horrible movie. If you could change being a black man, you would. You get the point? After Precious. Now, did she turn down the role of Precious because it was too negative for black people? Did she say, I'm not playing that role because it paints us in a bad light? Somebody might say, well, that's our reality. Yeah, but we don't need to show it to the world. You get the point? Did she do that?
No.
Hell no. She took the check when it was convenient for her. She was much younger in her career, right? She didn't turn that stuff down. She took it, she ran with it, made a ton of money, got, notoriety of her role in Precious and how good she played the monster and blah, 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 blah. Gave that African broad a break. The woman who actually played Precious was some Senegal broad. Nobody knew who the hell that whale was before, right? And then the last time we saw that whale was when the little white boy did this. Hey, Willie! That's the last time we saw Precious. You get to understand? So now she took the role, and there's no boycott. There was no, I ain't taking this role. I'm gonna boycott this. I'm gonna boycott that. Super loose, talking about how she had a horrible background. I've listened to her story a whole ton of times. But what I realize with these celebrities is that when it's convenient for them to call for a boycott, they would, and say and do things that would make the nation get behind them. You understand? Let's say we boycott Netflix, right? Let's say we actually do it, right? Then what? Right? Then what? Then what? Right? And now she gets up and openly say, her and her husband in swinging relationships, open marriage, will have sex with whoever, whenever, wherever. Now what? I'm supposed to now lean and side with her over Charlemagne? They're both simple Negroes in the world. Simple as can be. And by now, goddamn, Charlemagne is, whatever. You get the point? But once again, the spirit that the world puts women in is different. You understand? It takes away from who she is. It takes away from the class she has. You get the point? It takes away from the class she has. And that's why this story is extremely important. And seeing what the king did, he put a decree nationwide: control your house. Keep your house in order. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, even in Hollywood, no actress should be taking a role on her own. That should be a decision of her husband, and then a conversation with whoever is in charge of the nation. Is this a good look for us? Is a bad look for us? Could we do it? How will we benefit from this movie? You get the point? It shouldn't be she going out there doing it And now because she ain't getting the ends, now we had to boycott Netflix. We ain't boycotting Planned Parenthood. We ain't boycotting Hollywood for making black men look like, you know, trash. Because you ain't getting paid, we need to boycott Hollywood. We ain't boycott Hollywood for Trayvon Martin. We ain't boycott Hollywood for Eric Garner. Come on, but the world will know. I don't like Charlemagne. Monique, but yeah, let's beat up on Charlemagne. You get the point? Like, whatever she say to him, it's a wild thing. To me, when I look at it, I'm like, what the hell is this shit here? He do say some horrible shit, but she made that movie. You get the point? And her stand-up, I mean, brother, she attacks black men like whoa. You watch her stand up with her. You get the point? Once again, it's that whole spirit of femininity is totally gone from sisters in the world, right? And the UPK definitely restores that to sisters on a national level. And the heathens knew it. It's written right here where they said, if we allow this thing that Vashti did to spread, the woman is going to take it up, right? Give me, go back to 1 and 17. Esther chapter 1, verse 17, quickly.
Esther chapter 1, verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women.
Go ahead.
So that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes.
Go ahead.
When it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti, the queen, to be brought in before him, but she came not.
Right. This gonna cause all the husbands in the nation to be despised. They look at the one thing this prominent woman did, it's gonna affect us all. So now what should we do? What should we look at with the prominent ones of our society who give us examples that our people follow? Oprah went and gave money, millions, to them victims of the Florida shooting. Openly. You get the point? Kevin Durant gave Prince George's County School Board, right? The PG County School Board, $10 million to improve the education system in PG County, because he's from PG County, Maryland. Now, brother, for the life of me, you giving the white man $10 million. The devil. The devil. Now, I want to look into these new tax reforms to see if they're getting more tax breaks for spending money home. Because I know the tradition was to go to Africa and give all the money away. You get the point? But these heathens, they look at, if this one prominent person does this, it will set an example for the whole nation. We have to stop that. We have to stop, you know how they say, the cooning. You get the point? We have to stop the ones of us who are more prominent and in leadership positions to do things that cause the rest of the nation to follow, or at least turn the rest of the nation away from the celebrities. Come on.
God, it's so happy you say that, because for real, it only takes just one. It only takes one person, one act. If that's all it takes.
The right one.
God.
If the right one do it, should everybody go and follow? And you know, it's the power of having influence, right? Vashti had influence and she messed it up. She effed it up, right? So come on, let's keep going. I want to get through it.
Verse 18. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media.
Right. Robbie Lucia said, with all the black independent schools around, Oprah funded the Caucasian. And it's once again, it's because of what we're reading. We're reading now where a woman out of control disrespected the king and could have caused disrespect to come throughout the whole nation. And she was checked for it, right? And she was replaced because of it, right? To set the proper example for the women of the nation. So if this is a heathen doing it, how much more should we now keep our women in straightly, which is how the scriptures say. This ain't talking about abusing them. This is talking about correcting and teaching, correcting and teaching. That's love.
Correct and teach. Correct and teach. No, wrong. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do better. Do it like this. Shut up. Quiet. Quiet. Shemai. Stop thinking so hard. Whatever you think about, run it by me first. Do what I say to do, not what you feel to do. Like that helps. That's a healthy thing for a sister to be in. Not to follow these hoes like Kim Kardashian and Vashti. You get the point? Come on, let's keep going.
Likewise, shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath.
Too much what?
Contempt and wrath.
That's what we was just reading in the Apocrypha, where a woman who maintains her husband is what? Full of hate, impudent, and what's the last thing to say? Reproach, contempt, wrath. Now she has a license to disrespect you, which is what this world gives. This world gives a sister a license to disrespect you. And in that disrespect, she has to take on a masculine spirit. She has to take on Wakanda. She had to shave her head bald, dress like a man. That's why Hillary Clinton wears pantsuits. You never saw her in a dress. You understand? Even when she was first lady, when she was Bill Clinton's woman, she was wearing pantsuits to give the illusion that I'm a woman, but I have power. You get the point? For a sister, for a woman to get like that, her whole psyche has to change. This heathen wasn't having it. He wasn't having it. He replacing her. So let's move on. Give me go to chapter 2, verse 8.
Okay.
Verse 7.
Esther, chapter 2, verse 7.
Start 5, Salaki.
Esther, chapter 2, verse 5.
Go ahead.
Now, in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair.
Go ahead.
The son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite.
Go ahead.
Who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity, which have been carried away with Jeconiah, the king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, carried away.
Go ahead.
And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother. And the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter.
Right? He took her for his own. So he raised her as his own. Keep going.
Verse 8. So it came to pass, when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan, the palace, the custody of Haggai, that Esther, was brought also unto the king's house, to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women. Verse 9. And the maiden.
So what happened here is, again, the king gathered. He's looking for a new woman, right? He said we had to get rid of Vashti. Vashti, that bitch ain't fit. We are getting new broad, new woman for you. You know, she done. So he issued a decree, bring the baddest broads in the whole zone out. Good night. A king must be something lovely. Yeah, I mean, he had power. He said, go get the baddest broads. You know what I like. Yeah, you know the type I like, right? You've been rolling me forever. I'm call you. You know exactly how I like them. The height, the size, everything. Right? Go find me 20 the baddest ones I'm gonna choose. Go ahead and what's gonna say?
Okay. Not to get off topic, but isn't this like the same, not that he's an Israelite related to Israel, but like Bill Clinton, when he had, when he had the affair with the Clinton woman, whatever, he could have felt like that with Clinton, right? With Hillary. Like she was doing something, or he didn't feel
I don't know what the hell Bill was thinking of. I don't know. I don't think he was in his right mind to have an affair with that thing. Monica Lewinsky looked like, a blue-nosed pitter. Salakia. She looked like a ridgeback pit bull. Salakia. When you being out, you the president of America, you couldn't go get someone of them heathen from y'all know wherever
but you get this, Ridgeback, blue nose pit from Kentucky. I don't know what was going through Bill's mind at the time. So I'm not even going to try to figure this shit out.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, when them ball players go to have an affair on their wife, they get some bad broad you never even heard about. She show up and she in the stands in the game. Some bad, bro. You looking at her like, God damn, that's what he dealing with. And Bill go, the man in charge of the world, he go have an affair and he get a Ridgeback, a brown nose, blue nose, pit bull. That's what you want, Bill. Do it. You can do it, Bill. Go ahead. Right? So we got everybody. Come on, let's go through.
Esther, chapter 2, verse 9. And the maiden pleased him.
Mm-hmm.
And she obtained kindness of him.
Right. So from the time he saw Esther, he was pleased with her. He looked at her and she was like, this is the one. She bad as can be. Esther is an Israelite. Right? They in captivity under this king. Ideally, she ain't supposed to go with him. Right? But they're in captivity and you know what happens in captivity. Right? Go ahead.
And he speedily gave her things for purification.
Right, and he gave her the things for purification. Keep going.
So I could break that a little bit down, like purification, like to please her, or to make her holy in their sense.
It is to prepare her for some rada.
Okay.
Okay. To give the things of purification is to prepare her for some rada. The equivalent of that today is similar to the 6-month rule and the year rule. It's like a sister going through the 6-month rule today, you giving her the things to purify her, to prepare her to be fit to lay in your bed and to be associated with you. You get the point? So the 6-month rule is the first 6 months of purification. Then the next 6 months is the second 6 months of purification. After that, with permission from the head, you may marry. Saying so, sidebar, March 30th, corsages will be available for the sisters, the eligible sisters, the sisters who have completed their 6 months, who are single and are looking for want to be courted, are looking for a husband and would like to be courted. You can prepay and get your corsages. They're only $10. You can go to the Isupk 49th annual Passover page on Facebook. You just send a message in there with your information, your name, email address, a phone number, and whoever is the officer or captain that you report to in whichever city you're in. Once again, you just go to the Isupk 49th annual Passover Facebook page. Just send a message, private message. Don't comment on the board. The private message, somebody's going to check it and come and give you the information where you can send that $10 and you could prepay for it. So on Passover night, as you come in, you just go to that station we're going to have set up. The corsages are going to be there, ready and rocking. They're going to have the white ones and the white and I think light pink lily ones for the sisters who are single. And of course, we understand how to run a family. You can't give one daughter one thing and not give the other. So the sisters who are married, you can also purchase a corsage. It will be of a different color that screams, don't come near me. My husband is a UPK officer and he'll cut your head off. All right, but you can still look pretty with a corsage on you, a UPK corsage. But the other one, that's the one that is there. The brother's going to see it and know you've done your 6 months and they're not going to end up in a council if they approach you to speak. Once again, you could get your courtship approved that night. Just, contact that Facebook page, send it in with your email address, a phone number, your name, and whoever is the captain or officer that you report to in your city. And you're going to get that information ready. You're going to verify that you're eligible to wear it. Don't be in the school, 2 weeks and want a corsage. Ain't nobody marrying you. So that, right? Not right now. Do your time of purification. All right? Tawada. Go ahead,
Middle verse 9. With such things as belong to her, and 7 maidens, which were meant to be given, her out of the king's house. And he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women. Verse 10. Esther had not showed her people nor her kindness,
Her kindred.
or her kindred.
Uh-huh.
For Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the women's house to know how Esther did and what should become of her.
Right. So what happened here? She gained favor and was given the best housing in that area. She was given the best set of housing by the king. She was given her items of purification, which we're going to read about, where she's going to be prepared to marry this king. Right? Now, she did not tell them that she was an Israelite. She did not say she was an Israelite from the house of Benjamin. She did not say she was related to Mordecai. She didn't say nothing. Why didn't she say anything? Come on.
Because she knew if she told him she was an Israelite.
Nope. Nope. That's not why. Why did she not say she was an Israelite? Why did she just hide it? Come on.
Because Mordecai told me.
Because Mordecai told her to do it. That's a damn near perfect woman. Well, why you dressed that way? Because my husband likes it. Why you cover your head? My husband likes it. Why you don't cover your head today? My husband said I can't. Why, I don't know. Why you driving that? My husband said I could do it. That's absolutely perfect, but the world would make it seem like that sister is weak and she's a pushover. The world would rather you be them bald head broads from Wakanda. You understand? They would rather that. I'm telling you straight up. You notice in Black Panther there was no children. Yeah, because ain't nobody laying down with them wildebeests. Ain't nobody laying down and leaving the seed of copulation in that wildebeest tag. That bitch is to call. You have a whistle for when you need a guard dog. Tweet! And Wakanda bitches will come marching through. You notice there was zero children in Wakanda. All the children was in Oakland, where the slaves were, because the slaves got the baddest broads on the planet Earth. I see them every day. Thank the Lord for spring and summer where the dresses come out. Good night, I read. But nobody laying down with that wildebeest from Wakanda. Shit. Good hell. I'm telling you, I'm going to talk about this damn show for the rest of the year. Every damn class, every speaking, every opportunity. If CNN interview me tomorrow and ask me about, the state of the condition of black people in Baltimore. Well, yeah, black people are that way in Baltimore because, these Africans, they sold us over here, you Wakanda bitches, y'all need to die. That's why. I will be talking about that shit forever. You get the point? Like, she did not tell them she was a daughter of Israel because Mordecai told her not to. And she trusted her father. Mordecai assumed the role of her father, her care, the person who's caring for her, who's watching over her, who's advising her and correcting her. She decided to do what he said to do. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 12. Esther chapter 2, verse 12. Now, when every maid's turn was come to go in to King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women.
How much months?
12 months.
Uh-huh.
According to the manner of the women.
They went through 12 months of purification. What was the purification? You was asking, what was this? This is what it is. Go ahead.
For so were the days of their purifications accomplished.
Go ahead.
To wit, 6 months with oil and myrrh.
With what?
6 months with oil of myrrh.
For 6 months, she bathing with oil of myrrh, brother. You know that thing you smell when you come to class and every feast day? That frankincense and myrrh? She bathing in that joker, brother. Washing her hair, getting the hair braided, bathing down, smooth skin down with that myrrh. Go ahead.
And 6 months with sweet odors.
With who, boy? Sweet smell, sweet odors. Go ahead.
And with other things for the purifying of the women.
For the purifying of the women, meaning making them fit to come into this bedchamber and be called, you know, property of Meshach from now on. You have a big ma on your back. That ma, that means I've been here and nobody else is going there after. Right? And she went through everything to prepare her to marry this king. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given her to go with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house.
Right? Every maiden came unto the king, and Esther was given favor. Right? Being a child of Israel, she got favor. She got, you know, she got preference. Right? So let's skip down to verse 17.
Esther chapter 2, verse 17.
It came. Go ahead. King, and Esther was given. Go ahead.
Come on. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins. Right?
He saw her, and he loved her more than everybody else. She obtained grace and favor in his sight. Right? Go on.
So that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti.
Right? Which, that's cold. Vashti there, he's like, bitch, give me that. Give it, let it go. Let it go. Because you know that rich back probably had the thing in her mouth. Let it go. Let it go. It's all right. It's okay. You had it too. Yeah, you had it too. I know. I know. That's that bitch, y'all. Come here. Esther, her name Hadassah. Right? Come here and put the crown on a bad sister's head. Bad as she could be. Right? Go ahead. Of course, it's bad because he's a heathen. But I'm using this for the sake of what she's about to do to save the nation of Israel. And the fact that she maintained her femininity and obeyed her father. That's what really gave her that spirit to be liked and fancied. Like a sister who has power over her head. Like knowing the truth, I can tell when a woman definitely has a man. Or a man that has power over her. And you could tell when this is just a rabid dog running the street. You get the point? You can tell by the way she speaks, by what she says, how she carries herself. You can tell somebody's in charge of this woman. Somebody is over her by how she's kept. It's no different than anything. It's like you have a vehicle or a house, anything, a yard. If it's kept well, you know what? If it's clean and always cut, and spruced up and looking good, what do you know?
That tells a lot about the socket. That tells a lot about the person who has it. Like,
okay, that's no, Monique was not a Esther on the Breakfast Club. Salakia. Salakia, brother. Listen, don't fall for the Kool-Aid. Don't fall for the Kool-Aid. I know you all love how she tell off Charlemagne. Listen, let me tell you something. Charlemagne is about 4'5" and gets paid to just be an ass on the radio. He's nothing. You understand? He's nothing to, Monique was not Esther on the Breakfast Club, brother. That is absolutely the opposite. Absolutely the opposite. Salakia, you're gonna bring my personal feelings about that broad. Oh, I can't stand it. But she's absolutely the opposite. Absolutely the opposite. Let me tell you who is Esther. Every sister in here who joined herself to this body, whether she joins an officer in the school or she's a sister who joined herself to the school, that woman is like Esther. Yeah, she went through her year of purification. She comes into the school and serves and bleeds and feels for her people, which is what Esther is about to do. All right. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 18. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king.
Right? He made a release to the provinces, meaning what? Like a press release. You know the press release? What is a press release? Come on.
Like a public invitation.
Not an invitation.
An announcement?
Announcement. Meaning what? If he made a release to all the neighboring cities, all the nations, what does he say? Hey, 5 o'clock news today. And today, you know, they'll be turning with the chair on the news. And today at 5, King so-and-so married the new Queen Esther. Isn't she beautiful? And they're playing this Stevie Wonder. Isn't she lovely? You know, they hype it up. He made a release to everybody that this is the new king. This is the new king, the new queen. This is the one who I chose instead of Esther. Remember earlier in chapter 1, they said choose a woman who is better than Vashti. Yo, this is the better one. He sent a paper going around. Queen Esther, hashtag better than Vashti, right? He sent it out. So it's publicized, right? So like everybody still answering the owner question. Like that's how you know someone has power over them, by how they are kept. If this car is, every day you see this car on the block, whether it's rain or sun, the wheels shiny, the car clean and looking, how we say it, wet, looking wet, meaning looking in good condition, you know this car is owned by someone. Versus, let's say you see a car that's, you know, moss growing up on the glass, the tires halfway flat, rust around the rim. It's parked in the same spot every day. What conclusion you might draw from it? It's abandoned. Nobody's taking care of it. And because it's there every day, you could go sit in it and nobody will stop you. You could go light up and smoke in it. That's shit. And you're an old man who used to get high. And in him getting high, he would go with his homies in abandoned cars and get high. You get the point? Anybody could go in there because there's nobody to stop you. Because nobody's in charge of that. Nobody cares about that. You know, put that with women. You can tell, no, this sister, somebody is handling this. This one here, boy, anybody could go to her. Anybody could talk to her. Anybody could. You got the point? There's a difference. There's a difference with it. Keep going. All right, let's go. Where we at? 2 and what? 19?
Come on, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Esther chapter 2, verse 19. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Esther had not yet showed her kindred, nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him.
Brother, that's cold right there. Even when she became queen, she still did not tell everybody she was an Israelite. She's the daughter of the slaves. Not because she was ashamed of who she was, but because her father told her, don't do it. You understand? Her father told her, listen, don't tell them who you are. Don't tell them who you are. Whatever happened here with Mordecai and his spirit that made her say it, it was for the right reason, and you're going to find out later. You understand? And she said, because she followed Mordecai's commandments as from the days when he raised her up, when he brought her up. Meaning she was obedient to him from her birth. Sidebar, this is why the white man took black men out of the house. Because young boys and girls need a father to raise them up. And so they follow what's the script precept?
Train up a child in the way he should go.
And when
When he's old, he will
not depart from it. she was a grown woman now with power. She could have said, Mordecai, F you. To the left, everything in a box to the left, and just do whatever. But she was raised with him. She obeyed him from her youth, and she will obey him as an adult. And that's the transition where a man raises a daughter up, and when it's time for her to marry, he will find her another man that she will obey, and she will obey him in her adulthood. Not you, not the boss of me. You can't tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy. That's why the response to that is you wouldn't obey your father anyway. Because if you did obey your father, you wouldn't be giving me that lip. You understand? Because Esther right here was raised up obeying him, and now in her adulthood, she still obeys him. All right? Keep going, right? Davian Block, I don't understand your statement. If it's a question you're asking, ask the question, but don't just make a statement like that. That's it's class. Just ask the question if you're confused. All right.
Oh, sucks. It wasn't a question. He was just saying, to be honest, only deal with Israel.
No, he said TMH, the Most High only deals with Israel. Right? That's what that I believe that's what TMH is. The Most High only deals with Israel. Of course, if it's a question you're asking, ask it better. If it's a statement, you make it. Explain yourself so we could get clarity, all right? This is a class. All right, let's keep going.
Okay. Verse 21, Esther chapter 2, verse 21. In those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hands on King Ahasuerus.
Right. So two of the kings who?
Two of the king's chamberlains.
Right. Two of the king's chamberlains. Right. The men who charged to watch over the king's affairs, where the women are. They was mad. And they had plotted to murder the king, to assassinate the king. They's like, listen, we're going to kill this old king, and we're going to just murder him and do him in. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther, the queen.
Right? And just thinking anything. Just thinking everything you see. If you a slave, right? Or you in a position that the slaves have, your slavery would mean that you may clean bathrooms, sweep floors, construction. You might be a bus driver, cab driver, limo driver. If you're a sister, you might be a nurse. You might be a waitress, a cook. And heathens, in their mind, you just a slave. So I can talk in front of you. You understand? So the situation most probably, they didn't say how Mordecai heard, but he found out they was planning to kill the king. These is men who work for the king. Mordecai, he in the street, he heard of it. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen.
Mm-hmm.
And Esther certified the king. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name.
Right? The Mordecai heard of it, informed the queen, informed Esther. She went and told the king, and she's certifying it, meaning, the source is good. See, she'd come tell the king, hey, someone trying to kill you. He's like, woman, who are you hearing this from? Which is another good trait to believe, right? To have. Sister, come to tell you something. Make sure it's right before you start acting on it. You should do it with anybody. You understand? Anybody brings something to you, verify it. But of course, women, because of their disposition to be emotional, be extra vigilant before you react. Because now you're reacting on her emotions when it could be way less than what it is. So he certified according to Mordecai, meaning, yes, it's true. So Mordecai told me about this, all right? Davian Brooks said, was that why he said don't say nothing? No, that's not why. It definitely is a law that we should not marry other nations, right? This was not done of her will. It's not like she was like, hey, I want to marry the king. They in captivity, and the king called for a woman of a certain age and, you know, height. She was one of them, and she got pulled in. You get the point? So it's not. The king is a heathen, and he's a heathen. He's a king over the people who in charge of us, who we under their empire. You get the point? You know what's the perfect example? Barack Obama. Barack Obama is a president. He's the president in charge of the nation that sits over the top of us, and he went and got one of our sisters, a bad brother, Michelle Obama. You get the point? He went and get him a down sister who gave him all the love she should have been giving her people. You get the point? The difference is Esther knew who she was and was coached by her father figure. Michelle Obama don't even know who she is. You understand? Come on.
And that's so heavy when you brought out that how she didn't go by her own will or her own thoughts, how she was coached. And for sisters not to, wherever you get thinking or if something happens, like you said, verify it, make sure that it's fact. Because just like what's going on with throughout history with these white women, like with Emmett Till. She talked about he whispered at her, find out that dog on her deathbed, he didn't whistle to her, he didn't talk to her.
Well, no, with heathens it's different, right? With Emmett Till, nobody needed to verify because they all knew it was a lie. The white man has what? A perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. It don't matter. Emmett Till, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It started over something that happened in an elevator with some white woman and some brother. Who the hell cares? Kill the niggas. What, he sneezed? Did he say, excuse me? You sneezed. Did he say, God bless you? You know what I mean? It don't matter what the report is. You get the point? That nigga tired. Did he yawn? He did not yawn. Go, Billy. Yeah, Paul. Bring the boys around. We're gonna lynch a nigga. That don't matter. I'm talking about amongst Israel. Right? Some sister come give you a report. Your first reaction is, he did what? Where? Call a council. Your first reaction is, okay, so who did what? Where? And what happened? And what did you say? And he said so and so. Who did you hear this from? When did this happen? All right, no problem. Let me verify. Let me make a call. Let me check this. It's us, you know, and it's the best way to handle stuff. All right. So let's keep going. We have 8:25 now.
Okay. Verse 23. Esther chapter 2, verse 23. And when inquisition was made of the matter, it was found not. Therefore,
it was found out.
Oh, it was found out. So therefore, they were both hanged on a tree, and it was written in the book of the Chronicles before the king.
All right. So now the king found out about this assassination plot, and he found out it was true. Them two niggas hung for it. And that was recorded in the Chronicles of the king, meaning in his records. So now, what was recorded?
That there was a conspiracy by the king's own men to murder him. And a man, Mordecai, found out.
That's the important thing to remember. Because remember, she certified it by Mordecai. So the king know some nigga named Mordecai bring this to his woman. And it was true. So the record was made that Mordecai was the informant. So let me don't say it like that. Mordecai was the snitch. He wasn't a snitch. He made the report. All right? He made the report on them heathens. And the sister told the heathen king, and they were hung. So that was recorded, all right? Did the heathens follow the Torah? Who cares if they did, Davion Brooks? Who cares? Who cares if the heathens follow the Torah? I don't, right? I don't care if they circumcised on the 8th day or they kept the Passover from their youth. I don't care. I pray that they follow the Torah and they all drop dead. I pray that if they follow the Torah, they're going to be my slaves when Christ comes back. It doesn't matter if the heathens follow the Torah or not. It don't. Right? It don't matter. All right, come on, let's keep going.
Come on, come on. Esther, chapter 3, verse 1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman,
Haman,
the son of
Hamadatha,
the Agagite, and advanced him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman. For the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence.
So now the king had the second in command named Haman. Haman was an Agagite, which was a white man, right? Agagite, I believe, is one of the families of Amalek, right? If you go look back at what's his brother name? Saul, right? Remember Saul had that king, Agag, right? Who he was a heathen, he was told to kill. I believe Haman comes from some part of that family. He was a white man, right? An Edomite. He puts him in charge of the people there in second in command. And the king told the people, wherever he is, you all had to bow and pay reverence to him, like, you know, just like general on deck, or, you know, the president on, you know what I mean? They would salute him or bow to him, which is a heathen thing. The king is coming. So Haman walking, they had a bow, right? Mordecai, nigga in the street, Benjamin, forget about it. You know what I mean? Forget, you know, Haman probably walking. Mordecai see him. Mordecai, dirty Babylon, blood clot, me not bow for nothing. Everybody bowing. Mordecai boys is like, hey, nigga, come on. Batty boy. Let's make a movie on this shit. They're busy making a movie about Black Panther. Bring the movie over Mordecai. Bring Mordecai. Batty boy get copper shot. When Haman walk by, right? Go ahead on.
Oh, God. Verse 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgresseth thou the king's commandment?
Once again, so now they see Mordecai ain't bowing. After the king's servant going, they're like, Mordecai, man, why you getting all that trouble? You gonna make it hot, you gonna make it bad for everybody. You'll stop him that right here. But not bow for nothing. Bow for what? Who? You know, every Benjamin movie you ever see. You know what I mean? Ever see Belly with Screwface? Screwface he was the drug connect. Screwface is saying, "I the roughest, toughest, bomber-clad Jamaica." Mordecai is like, I ain't doing it. Right? Go ahead.
Oh God. Verse 4. Then it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto him, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew.
Read one more time.
Come. Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew.
Right? So now, them servants, they went and talked to Mordecai about it. He ain't backing off of it. He ain't showing this man no respect. They went to Haman and be like, listen, we trying to talk to him, but you got to do something about this dude. And you know what? You know what he told us? He said he a nigga. Yeah, he one of them Jews. Sidebar, once again, Jew, catch-all phrase, because he did say he's a Benjamite, he's not a Judite. which Jew is short for Judah. So Jew is also this is a precept to show it's a catch-all phrase for Israel, or sometimes it just refers to these 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all Israel. You get the point? Here he said, yeah, he told us he was a Jew. You get the point? He one of them niggas, man. He ain't from Wakanda. Right? Remember Black Panther? Black Panther movie, when Killmonger tell the dude he is from Wakanda, the white man said, nah, you're not from Wakanda. He pulled the lip down and showed him the tattoo. The white man said, damn, you really are one of them. And here all along, I thought he was some crazy American, meaning I just thought he was one of them crazy old lunatic niggas, but you is one of them. Now he telling them he's one of them crazy lunatic niggas. They's like, oh no, he ain't one of us. We gonna tell him about it. Come on.
Is that where some of them brothers on Facebook be getting that little, what you call that?
That's from the goddamn movie arc. I tell you, brother, I'm going to attack this movie for probably the next 12 months, brother. It's too much Wakanda, but what kind of bullshit is this? What kind of shit is this? It's too much Wakanda nonsense going on. Everybody here. Yeah, I mean? All right. So they went to him and asked him, man, what the hell, we had to do about this nigga over here. And one thing you have to understand is everybody on the earth is allowed to stand up and protest for their rights. You are not allowed to. You're supposed to take abuse. You're supposed to just, roll over and die. You understand? You're supposed to just, accept the shit. You are not allowed to stand up for your people. Black lives matter? Black lives matter? No. All lives matter. Right? All lives matter. I saw a documentary where they had these brothers, I forget what state they was playing for, college, right? And they this was just with the integration stuff. They were known as the Black 14. It was 14 black players. I think it was playing for Wyoming University. And they was protesting the fact that they was not given a fair deal. And they was going to wear a black tape around their arm for game day. They decided to go talk to the coach about it. The day they talked to the coach told them stay right there. Then he came out his office 5 minutes later and told them they all dropped from the team. They're never going to play again. Then the next game, white supporters who were against the Black 14 came with armbands with the coach name on it. And the coach told them that he's dropping them from the team because armbands are not part of the football, league rules or some shit. They be breaking the rules. Meanwhile, white people in support of their coach wore yellow armbands with the coach name on it. You are not allowed to protest your life. And that's it. Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, just die in peace. Don't make too much noise while you're dying. Don't yell out. Shut up. But everybody else can protest. Everybody else is mentally unstable, right? The Florida shooter, he had a horrible childhood. His father died. I heard he had autism. He grew up hard. Well, niggas grew up hard in the ghetto too. Meanwhile, you say we crazy because we shoot up Chicago, but this motherfucker, he ain't crazy. You understand? You trying to figure him out and analyze him. You understand? You don't give us the same leeway you give them. That's life as a Negro, and it's written here in the Bible. Right? If this was another nation defying the king, they would not have been that hard. But he told us he was a nigger. Yeah, he ain't from Wakanda. He ain't from there. He's one of them. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
It's up, you say that because even in the scriptures, how was is written. It's emphasis. He said he was a Jew.
He was a Jew. Like how it's written there, it's telling you, listen. And you know what too, hey man? He said he one of them niggas. He said he's a slave. What? A nigga? And that's every protest. Every protest is, who's protesting out there? Oh, some white man named Bundy. He got all them militia white boys down there saying they're not giving up their guns. Oh, God damn. They got the guns pointed at the feds? Yeah. All right. Don't shoot nobody. We'll deal with it. And they went to court. I think they shot a federal agent, right?
Tamir Rice playing in a park, kids park, with a toy gun. Bang, bang, shoot him up. Bang, bang. Hello? Yeah, there's a little boy out here playing with a gun. Lady, that's what boys do. He's black. What? Call the Navy. Call the Coast Guard. Pull up on the boy before you even get out the car. Bam. Shot him in the stomach at close range. A little boy, less than 10 years old, close range in his stomach. When a bullet hits you, it explodes a little bit. There's a little explosion. You know, to rip apart a little child's insides like that. It's not shooting a grown man with muscle to help hold shit together. But because he was black, you did that to him. He had a toy gun. The cops murdered him. This 18-year-old devil had an AR-15, was killing people, and Broward County did not run in. I backed Trump when Trump said, you know, there was something. I don't think Broward County, they were what? They were not Purple Heart winners. You know, they acted really atrocious. They should have ran in there. They didn't run in there and kill nobody. They arrested him, took pictures with him, didn't even beat him up, nothing. But because you're black, it's a problem. And that's what happened here with Mordecai. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
Haman noticed it, and he got super angry. Super duper angry. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone. For they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai.
You understand? Like, Haman was going to deal with Mordecai alone. He was going to make an example of him alone. But then he found out Mordecai was a Jew. Them people? You mean that one of them niggas? Them niggas is the problem in society. Them niggas, that's who the problem is. Black Lives Matter is what kind of group, according to Republicans?
Black extremists.
They're black extremists. They say something else. They call us black extremists. They call us black identity extremists. Right? The Hebrew Israelites, they call us, particularly the Isupk. Let me don't say the Hebrew Israelites. They call the Isupk black identity extremists. What do they call Black Lives Matter? Robbie Luce, terrorist. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. The terrorists, they're just a bunch of terrorists, right? The Mexicans, the rapists, MS-13, they some bad hombres. Meanwhile, some white devil drove his Dodge Charger into a damn rally of white people marching for the statues in South Carolina. What did Trump say? There's good and bad people on both sides. But had that been niggas, Rock? Come on.
That's so heavy. Just like in what, 2000, in 2000, what, either it was in the late 2000s or in 19 whatever, 1980s, 1970s, the incident in New York with the 3 brothers and the 2 Hispanic brothers that was accused of white women. He said they should get the electric chair.
The Central Park 5. He said they should get the electric chair, and they was innocent. It was because they were black. Because they were black, they just, ran and grabbed whoever. Being black means you are worthless in this empire. It means you can do what anybody can do anything to you. Anybody can say anything to you. If a heathen wants to get good with the white man, what must that heathen do?
Bow down to the white man. Do what he said.
There's something else. There's something else that goes further than bowing down to the white man. There's something else that goes further. Not serve. Davion Brooks, I see you said you put serve, not serve. There's something else. Darnell Palmore, you're right. That heathen must show
that they hate Negroes too. That heathen has to show. That's why who gets all the 7-Elevens? Have you ever heard how they speak to you? Don't you feel to run over the counter and make them say sorry? Make them say uncle, you know, the old school, say uncle, right? That's why in them gas stations, before the heathen would be over the counter, what started happening? Heathen would be talking shit. A brother gonna yank him over the counter, throw all the chewing gum on the ground and choke him into unconsciousness. Now, what is there? I'm gonna help you out. A glass this thick. All right. And they have the little door where they, what you want? Oil. And they spin the thing and the oil come around the next side. Yeah. Give me 2 pack of Newports and cherry blunt or whatever flavor. Put it here. No, before he put it here, then he take it out and put it on the counter.
Money first.
What?
You gotta pay the money first.
Nigga, talk English.
You got to pay the money first, sir. Oh, you got to pay the money.
Then you take it out and you mad and you throw the shit in there. Some of your coins fall on the ground. He take everything. He know the shit fall on the ground. Then he say,
you are short 10 cents.
What?
You are short 10 cents there.
Nigga, talk English.
You want to,
It said 1995. What are you, stupid nigga? He could talk it all the time. He don't call you nigga, and you get like the monkey in the zoo. You sort of bang on the glass. Nigga, fuck you, talk that shit. And all this spit and fraud coming out on the glass. I know because I knew an old man who that happened to. He ain't alive no more. He dead. Thanks be the Lord. But I know an old man who experienced that shit. And it was like, who the hell this goddamn he ain't talking to till this old man pushed his hand through the damn revolving shit. And then he looked up and saw the camera. And he calmly took his hand, but he didn't even ask for his money back. He left. That old brother, bro. He's a good brother too, but he had to go out. You understand? That's why they in our neighborhoods. Because they show Esau they hate us. Chinese, yeah, no problem. I'll go down there. I'll feed them rats and tell them it's General So chicken. Ha 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 ha. Don't worry about it, white man. I got you. Don't worry about it. I'll go in there and yeah, I'll marry the woman and everything. Saying so, I was holding this tape because I'm trying to get to the whole point with, we're going to skip through from now because about 15 minutes to go. We're going to get to the whole point of how Esther was instrumental in saving Israel because here, Haman was ready to murder all of us. Haman was like, them niggas build a wall, deport them all, lock them up, get them out of here. Hated us with a perpetual hatred. Now the king was a heathen too. But shit, he about pussy, he about vagina. This vagina giving trouble to the left. New vagina come. That's what the king about. That's why he's like, hey man, come handle this business here for me because brother, I am going to enjoy this vagina. The king was about that. Hey man, he want power. And anybody who ain't bowing to him, just like a white man. A white man, you talking loud, he come up, he looking at you, then he go ask everybody, who's that nigga there? Yeah, with the afro. What's his name? Hamaquah? What kind of name is Hamaquah? I don't know, sir. I don't like him. Get him out of here. Meanwhile, you is the genius recruit from MIT. But he don't want you there. Get them all out. All right? Video. Now, I don't know if this person is Israelite. She female. Her mannerisms is Israel. She could be Israel. I don't know. I'm using her for the assumption that she might be. All right? I'm using her under the assumption that more than maybe she is. All right? I think most of you all probably seen the damn tape today. Brother posted it up. I had a look at it. All right?
Hey, you guys. So you guys know on February 22nd how I bought this 2005 Infiniti, the G35 system, right? Well, you guys, this is the situation. I test drove the car for an hour. Everything appeared to be fine because the dealer, he was trying to, convince me to buy the car. At the dealership that I got the car, it's called Magnet Investments.
First to begin, let me just speed you along. She got a tax refund. It's February 22nd, which was what, 6 days ago? She went and bought a 10-year-old Infiniti, which is a high-end car. Anybody who has half a brain knows you don't buy that old high-end cars. Number one, the maintenance is rough if you have to fix it because the parts expensive. And number two, it's 10 years old. Get something that's proven to last over time, or save a little bit more and get you something newer. Two, you don't test drive the car for an hour without a mechanic unless you actually know about cars. For that hour, you could have took that shit to the actual dealer. A dealership is someone who has an authority to distribute something. You understand? Like a Apple store. An Apple store, they are dealers. T-Mobile, AT&T, authorized dealers for Samsung. Sprint love the Apple. Sprint is an authorized dealer of Apple. This broad here went to an empty parking lot that was filled with cars. Now the kicker is coming. She got swindled out her goddamn money. The car broke down in 3 days, brother. She lost her money, $4,000, right?
That is spelled Magnet.
Yeah, who cares about it?
It appeared to be fine. So then, I asked him, I was just like, hey, I know that Hurricane Harvey hit. Where was this car? He was like, no, this car wasn't near Hurricane Harvey. Everything is fine with this car. This car is perfect.
Now she said, listen, I know Hurricane Harvey hit because she started, and somebody probably told her, hey, girl, this dude sold you one of them hurricane cars that was underwater, which I guarantee it was, right? She said, I went back to him and I was like, hey, so-and-so and so-and-so. How do black women typically address black men when they're mad?
I can't explain.
All right, no sweat. I'm going to help you out. Hey, I went back to this mother beep, and you know what this mother beep said to me? But she is like, hey, I went back to him and I said, hey, meaning she went back to him humbly. That's a key to who she's dealing with. When a sister goes to someone humbly, chances are they are a heathen. I'm watching this tape and I was like, this broad has no man. The reason she's making this tape is because there's no man to maintain it, to stand up on her behalf like Esther had Mordecai. There's no man giving her instruction. There's no man to say, what? Baby, show me where this nigga live. Hey, yeah, man, meet me down here. Yeah, bring the dogs. Yeah, bring the legal gun too. We going down there. I'm gonna get your $4,000 back, baby. And he ain't getting no damn he ain't getting no car back either. But she had to make an 8-minute rant about how this person stole her money.
Tires, new brakes, just got smogged. Good emission, good.
Whatever. Anyway, brother, the car just broke down. It wouldn't work. She went back to him. He said, no, I don't know what you did to the car. Now, look at the second video, all right?
When you talk to people, that people can walk when you talk to people, that people can walk with you.
She went and got the car from Wakanda. What kind of car is that?
When you talk to people, that people can walk with you.
When you talk to people, that people can walk in you. Huh? We got vibranium. And the vibranium is very powerful. Okay? You give me $4,000, I give you a piece of the vibranium. Wakanda forever, bitch. Wakanda forever, bitch.
He was not trying to work.
Yeah,
He said there's nothing I can do. When we
Right.
Now, what do you notice about this?
Because it's nothing I can do.
So,
So what do you
so,
mean?
the police is coming, right?
Yeah,
You
because
already called the police.
yeah, I thought
No, he bold. He's like, so the police responded, right? You already called the police. He don't give a rat's ass because he knows they are not his people. The problem is they don't know. They don't know.
Let's wait for the police.
But this is the thing. I called yesterday. I told him everything about the problems yesterday. I said, hey, I understand you gave me a bad car, and maybe he didn't know, and that's understandable.
No, she still, well, maybe he didn't know. You know why? Because we've learned to respect heathens when heathens do not respect us. This she in Houston, she could have gone to, the Mexican car dealership. Pull up there, hear that old Mac. Hey, my sister, how you doing? No. This guy very good, very good. She could have gone down there by the brothers, by the ark here, man, what's going on, say so and so. Just leak a little oil, but it's good. Bring it, listen, give me 25, and you could come here and get your oil changed free for the rest of the year. She could have gone to her, but nah, my people are Killmonger. My people are dirty. My people is them Jews. Like how them heathens went and tell Haman, Mordecai said he was a Jew. You know what? And he said he was a Jew. Let's kill them all. Nah, girl, I ain't gonna give my $4,000 to no nigga. You know how niggas are. I'm gonna go to Wakanda. And Wakanda took your goddamn money.
But I said, can I at least get a different car if you guys can't give me?
She says she wants a different car. But you ain't supposed to want nothing back from this African but your money.
And money back. Because there's no reason why a car alarm should be going off, especially in the first 3 days.
And then she took it to the mechanic.
Let me tell you, anything can happen. Oh my God.
Oh my God, Wakanda, anything could happen. Now, what you know? What from everything here that we see so far, right? What do you notice that is missing from the whole thing? What's missing? A man. She carry her girlfriends down there. She's not even supposed to be on the premises. She's supposed to make one call and 2 van loads of niggas pull up and walk in there and block all the customers from coming in and say, brother, and not brother, say, Wakanda. Now, me and my whole crew, we done been locked up before, sweat. We know how to deal with this. You're going to get locked up too. But some of us, we'll go straight to the prison. You might have to go to the ER first to get stitched up before you go to prison. Now, if you don't want this to go that way, just give us the 4,000 back. And just say, just like how she made a bad investment, you made a bad investment. And we'll all go away. We'll all go away. Instead, she gone in there like, Wakanda. But Wakanda, what kind of car you gave me? What kind of deal is that? What kind of dealership is this? Wakanda. He is like, well, listen, anything could happen to that car. Anything could happen to the car. Brother, there's a part later on. I'm going to just play it quick and we'll get back to Esther. Hold on. Brother, I nearly lost it when I saw this part. I nearly followed the chill after.
To work with her. So
listen to him.
At least if you guys can't give me my money back, at least I want something better. That won't happen.
Nobody in the car. The car just going off on its own, right? The car is just jacked up.
Why is it doing that?
Listen.
Come on now, you really gotta help me out here. This should not be doing this.
She just
My sister.
T'Challa said, my sister. My sister. That's what you get. That's what you get for Black Panther and loving these goddamn heathens. And you're lucky he didn't tell you the car was 8,000 because you're so dumb and stupid without leadership. You would have went and find that $8,000 to give him for some infinity. In this day and age, you could lease cars. Shit, you're going to buy. Have you seen the lot? You didn't see the lot? Brother, the shit look like it's in the back of the Forester. The African is dirty. You talking about I went to the dealership. Bitch, CarMax is a dealership. You understand? Whatever ideal cars. Things you could go online and see the parking lot and see the people. That's a dealership. He has a garage that he's selling cars. That there is the thrift store of cars. You don't go to the thrift store, you know, the 15% off. That's Wakanda Salvation Army. Thank you, Hamko. Tawada. That there is Wakanda Salvation Army. He went to the Wakanda junkyard. My sister, dumb, because you don't got no man. Salakia. What you want a man? Your sister, you did your 6 months. So go to Isupk 49 annual Passover Facebook page. Send a message that you would like to pre-order one of the corsages with the right color scheme that says to every eligible brother that you are available to be courted. You'll not be married on that night, but your courtship can be approved officially. And a year from now, you ain't going to be making a video talking about you went to a dealership. When I saw the video, I was like, well, she probably went to CarMax. Somebody rip her off. I know she went to goddamn Wakanda. I know she done. She thought she was buying vibranium and bought, you know, iron. You know what I mean? Bought a piece of brass. Shit. Come on, let's keep going. So now Haman sought to kill all the Jews, right? Haman sought to kill all the Jews. Because of the time, I'm gonna speed you all up. You all could try and read a little bit on before tomorrow, because I know tomorrow we're gonna be going through the whole thing and in all the classes everywhere. Haman sought to kill all the Jews, so he planned the whole day. Right? I think he said a year from today we'll have this special day. Let's tell me where it is, Hamako. Give me where he said the castle. Give me 2, 3, and 13.
3 and 13. Come on. Esther chapter 3, verse 13. And the 3 verse 13. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old.
Go ahead.
Little children and women.
In
one day.
In how much?
In one day.
In how much?
In one day.
Go ahead.
Even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar.
Go ahead.
And to take the spoil of them for a prey.
Right. So he sent out damn near like a warrant or a decree. Just like how the FBI would say most wanted. He sent out a decree to all the provinces with the king's seal on it. That all on the 12th day, the 13th month, all these Jews is going to be killed. And kill all the children, the women, kill them all, cause them to perish. One day. All right? You otherwise known as, what's the famous movie? The Purge. Where one particular demographic of people is hunted. And this king was going to hunt us for that whole day. It was a year later from the day he sent this out. And within that year, they cast lots or cast poll for who would get our land. So, you know, the Medes might say, they will roll dice and call numbers, and whoever win would get Harlem. Mean to go in there and murder all the men and murder all the children, rape all the women, kill all the women, burn it down. Then somebody might cast lots and win and say, I want South Central LA, Compton. I want Puerto Rico. I want Jamaica. I want Brazil. Yeah, we're going to go in there and we're going to kill them all. This was one day. You understand? And Haman, now paraphrasing because of the time, because I don't want to go all the way over. Haman also built a gallows, a special gallows in which he was going to hang Mordecai high up. He had a special thing planned for Mordecai. He had a special gallows made for Mordecai. And Haman, like a typical heathen punk, went home and talked to his woman, told his wife about Mordecai and boasted himself up and say how he gonna hang Mordecai and blase, 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 right? Esther, hold on, I had to read this part before we left that. Get me where, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna skip you up, right? Mordecai, once again, heard about what Haman was planning to do, right? This was hidden from the king because remember, Haman have the power of the king. He is making, decisions on his own. The king didn't even know about this, but the king gave him free reign, so it's like whatever he says go, right? Esther, she ain't know. Mordecai heard about it. Mordecai sent a message to Esther saying, this is what's going on. You have to do something about it, right? Esther at first denied him. All right, hold on. Give me 4 and 9.
Esther chapter 4, verse 9.
Right? Mordecai gave this messenger a copy of the decree that Haman sent out and gave it to Esther to read. Right? Go ahead.
And Hatach came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again, Esther spake unto Hatach and gave him commandment unto Mordecai.
Go ahead.
All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days.
Right. So now, when you're in rulership, of course, your schedule is tight. So some days you have time for your woman and family. Some days you have work to do. You have to make decisions on how to crush this insurrection, on how to, who to distribute food to, who to do this to, who to do that to. So now she knows her last time to see him is already gone. And it's going to be 30 more days before she does see him. So she telling Mordecai, really in the spirit of it, she's kind of making excuses. She's telling Mordecai, listen, man, it's a law in here. I can't go talk to the king right now. Anybody who go talk to the king, unless he holds out the golden scepter to you, the guard men in the king's throne room is going to put them to death. I already seen him. I can't go before these 30 days. And within the 30 days is when Haman's plan was supposed to come back. So Mordecai is now going to check her on this shit. All right?
Okay.
Give me 13.
Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house.
Read again.
Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house.
Read it one more time.
Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house.
Right? He checked her. He said, think not to thyself that you're going to escape this judgment in the king's house. Don't think just because you high and mighty that you ain't going to be put to death too, which is good what Mordecai told her. Say, listen, woman, don't forget where the hell you come from. Don't forget who people you belong to. Don't think that you safe up in there with your riches. And that's good for Christians. Don't think this death ain't going to come to you. Police been cracking skulls for years and blowing brothers away for years. It only mattered when the police did it to Henry Louis Gates. You understand? It only mattered when the children of the rich were touched. That's why they was like,
I never thought one day this would happen to me. Why? Because I'm not what? I'm not black. I'm not black, I'm OJ. You get the point? And Mordecai is checking her on that spirit because he's seeing the spirit in her like, woman, you ain't even asking me, well, how to go about it. You telling me why you can't do it? Don't think you too far from death. Don't think that you ain't going to die with us too. The king ain't going to protect you. Keep going.
Okay. More than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place.
That's cold. He's telling her, listen, if you think just because you ain't going to do nothing means that our people ain't going to get saved, you sadly mistaken. If you don't do nothing, the Lord will raise deliverance up from somewhere else, and you will get put to death for not doing anything. And that's a lesson to us all. Where if you think you gonna hold back the position the Lord put you in, or you now gonna get comfortable where He put you in, and think that okay, you have some power, but you ain't gonna do it because you're scared to lose what you have. The Lord gonna put somebody else to do what He wants, and He gonna dismiss you later. That's what He's telling her. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
But thou
and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
Right, go ahead.
And who knoweth whether thou art to come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Right, and he's saying, who knows? Maybe this is why you were made queen so many years ago. Who knows if this was the very reason the Lord allowed you to get chosen to be up there? Maybe this was all in the plan, that you would be in that seat, have the heir of the king, able to touch the king, and put a stop to the slaughter that's about to happen to us. He checked the hell out of her brother, and she buckled on it and got right. She repented of that spirit. He gave her advice to go fast for a few days, pray to the Lord for strength, and then go in there and talk to the king. Now get me where, give me 5 and 1.
Esther chapter 5, verse 1. Now it came to pass on the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel.
Esther went and did what sisters do best, which is look delicious. Absolutely look like a lawful baby back rib, a lawful brisket.
I want my baby.
Look like a brisket walking down the street in that sundress, brother. The brothers break the saw. She's a brick house, mighty, mighty. Esther went and put on the royal apparel. Go ahead.
And stood in the inner court of the king's house.
And she went in there where death was. She was really in the low. I walked through the valley of death. She went in the valley of death. Go ahead.
And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house.
Right, and the king was on his throne, go on.
Over against the gate of the house.
Go ahead.
And it was so, when the king saw Esther the queen standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight.
Brother, the king looked up and saw an Israelite woman and melted. I ain't got to explain to you what the hell that looked like. I don't got to explain. And I ain't talking about them hoes. I'm talking about, dresses, shields, gold bracelets, the earrings, the lip looking good. This look good. It looked like it's not just to speak with. Then we do something else with them lips. The hair braided up, looking nice, walking daintily in them nice shoes. And get the point. You know how his sister, if you don't know, just come to the Passover, you're going to see some outstanding princesses of the daughters of Sarah. I'm going to tell you it straight up and down. If you don't know what it looked like, you come see. Pay $200, come see. All right? So she got dressed up, brother, and the king looked up and saw her and said, oh, hold up, niggas, hold up. Hey, put that sword away. Stand down, Akin. You see what's going on here? You're going to kill this? Nigga, is you simple? You didn't see the tail on the come. What you want, baby? Baby, what you want? What you want? He hold out the scepter to her. Meaning, stand down, soldiers. Stand down. This is the baby back, baby back, baby back, baby. He's like, this is the brisket here. Go ahead.
That she obtained favor in his sight.
And
the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand.
Right? He held out the scepter. Go ahead.
So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter.
Ooh-wee. She went and touched the tip. Brother, Eve know what she doing. Don't think Eve simple. If you think you could beguile somebody, Eve could beguile you. Eve beguile you to marry her, and you wake up the next day and be like, how the hell I end up in here? Because she set a trap for you. She saw you, and she saw you on that tape hammock wall, and you don't know she coming for you, but she is coming for you. She gonna buy that white corsage, she gonna pre-order, she gonna go and send the message tonight to Isupk 49th annual Passover. I want to pre-order corsages. And when she see you pass overnight, Hamko, somehow she's just gonna be walking in front of you every single time. She's available, but she covering it up with a scarf. But when she comes in front of you, hey, shalom, shalom, Captain Hamko. And showing you the damn thing. She wants you. Esther went in there, brother, and, run the whole thing. You understand? Anybody who wants to come to the Passover, contact the school in your area. Whatever city you in, call the school tonight and let them know you want to come to the Passover. That's for the other Jew. Robert Keys, Jamaicans, if you're the son of a slave from Jamaica or the native Indian people from Jamaica, you are from the tribe of Benjamin. If you're Chinese Jamaican, you're a heathen, I hope you die. Meaning if your father is Chinese, if your father is East Indian and he lives in Jamaica, means you're a heathen and I hope you die. But if you're Jamaican and the son of a nigger, you're Usain Bolt. You understand? You Shabba Ranks, you them type of people, you Beanie Man, you Alkaline, you Vibes Cartel, you come from that stock, you're a tribe from the tribe of Benjamin, you're an Israelite. You understand? If you're a Taino Indian, right, you more than likely you would be either Ephraim or Manasseh, just spread throughout the Caribbean islands as they are. You're an Israelite, you could come to the Passover. Again, if you're a Chinese, if you the dude that Max killing shutters, drop there. All right? So she went in there, went and touched the tip of the scepter to let him know, ooh-wee, I couldn't wait 30 days. Keep going.
Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther, and what is thy request? It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom.
Brother, she was looking so bad. She was looking so bad. The king said, baby, what do you want? Anything you want, you can get. If you want half my kingdom right now, is yours. Brother, listen, Esther was looking outstanding, which is a sister's power. Her femininity, that's her beauty, right? The world teaches you that what she has physically is her beauty. That's outstanding too, don't get me wrong. That stuff is terrific. I'll tell you the time, they're great. You're gonna put that shit in a box and put sugar all over it and call it frosted, Israelite woman, right? Forget the cornflakes. They're great. Put me on the box, hell. Literally. You understand? But her power comes in her femininity. Her power comes in her ability to play her role and not be like some of them bitches in Wakanda. All right, go ahead. Keep going,
then
quickly.
Esther,
Then
Esther answered, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
You understand? You know how she got him, Mark? She didn't go in there and say,
You don't know what you're doing. We should have a party like Vashti. She said, sir, kind other one, if it seems good unto the king, not even to you. She talked to him like, well, if it seems good for Hamaquah. Yeah, I mean, so if you come and talk to me, say that. Say, well, you know, I just wanted to say shalom to Mashak. Talk to me like you ain't talking about me, but you're talking to me. Yeah, you know, if it seems good with Captain Mashak, I would like to talk to Mashak. Is Mashak available? I'd be like, Mashak is available. She went to the king and says, if it seems good to the king, I would like to have a party. Now I'm gonna speed you along because we right over the time. Tomorrow you're gonna get the whole thing. She did what Mordecai told her to do, which was go have the king have a party, right, and invite Haman down there and tell Haman that somebody was going to be honored. That night, the king went to sleep. He had a party. He couldn't sleep, so he read his records. And in reading his records, he saw where Mordecai saved him from being killed. So he also invited Mordecai to the party. And then he told Haman, listen, come to the party. I have someone special who I'm going to honor. And I'm going to give him my ring and my seal and my scepter. He is going to be king for a day, which is damn near where the custom of birthdays come from. King for a day. He'll ride in the royal chariot, wear the royal jewelry. Haman, being such a proud bastard, went home to his woman. Hey, baby, you know what? I got a promotion. The king invited me. I'm going to be there. He's going to make me the king for a day. I'm going to rule. You know, I'm just, you know, so special, blah, 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 blah. The night of the banquet, the king looked up and saw Mordecai. Not the king, Haman looked up and saw Mordecai there. Then the king came in and rewarded Mordecai with, you know, honored him because of what Mordecai did. Haman lost it, Haman lost it, spoke disrespectfully about Mordecai and to the king. The king got angry and left the room. Haman told the king, listen, this is the Jew who so and so and so and so. The story came out that Haman was planning to kill the Jews, right? Mordecai is also a Jew, so the king was upset. Then Esther pulled out the card and said, if you don't stop Haman, I will also be killed because I am a Jew. Remember, Mordecai told her, don't say nothing. Brother, you know, the average brother, sister walk out on him, he feel he's Job. He make a video, snot coming out his nose. I feel like Job right now, lost everything, man. Lord, you start praying. So listen, if Eve break you like that, forget about a heathen. You get the point? Eve is bad. Even when she in her rotten state, she's bad as could fucking be. Excuse my language, right? The king told her, Esther told her, listen, Mordecai's plan would mean I die also. The king left the room. Esther left. Haman ran after her. In running after her, he tripped and fell, and they both fell on top of the bed that was there. The king came back in the room and saw Haman on top of her. Now, boy, when the Lord is ready to lay a plan for you, brother, it's going to seem like the right thing, and he walking you to your death. Haman was not trying to rape her. He wasn't trying to fight her. It was an accident how he fell, but the king walked in, and then he turned around and said, let's get that part. We can read that part.
Okay.
Right?
8 or 6?
Chapter 8.
No, verse 7. Chapter 7, verse 8.
Come on, quickly.
Now, come on. Esther chapter 7, verse 8. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine, Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
Uh-huh.
Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house? As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face.
Brother, the king walked back in and see Haman on the bed with Esther, and see this white man on top this bad brother. And the king is like, so what? You want to kill all these people? Will you now force the queen in front of my face? Meaning, will you now rape her in front of me in my own house? And as he talking that, the king's men put a bag over Haman's face and carry him up. But that's fucking gangster. I don't give a fuck what you say. That shit is gangster. You don't even have to tell your men nothing. Say what? Will you not rape my... And your men just come in before my face, whoop, bag over his head, lift him up. Haman was hung on the same gallows he made for Mordecai. They carried him out there and hung him high. Even Mordecai's Haman's woman warned him against doing what he was doing, but he didn't care. Right? Come on.
I think it was his whole household too.
Yeah, because I think his wife had a dream and told him, "You're gonna mess around with this shit you doing here is wrong." Right? And he didn't care. He was proud. They hung him on the gallows he made for Mordecai. The sister went to the king and say, listen, you have to send out another decree because tomorrow everybody trying to kill all Israel. The king sent out a decree to stop it and said, let anyone who rise up against Israel, I give Israel the license to slaughter them and take what they have. And of course, some people still tried it and we did it. They were so scared of us. The scriptures say some of them heathens pretended to be Jews to save themselves. They see Hamakol knock on the door. Hey, what's going on? Who's in here? Hey, shalom, Mark. Shalom, sir. They pretend to be Jews because they know death was coming. And that's why we remember Purim, because of that insane courage that Esther showed and her discipline to listen to a man who was not even her father, but he acted on behalf of her father. She didn't, turkey neck him and say what? You ain't my daddy. You ain't the boss of me. I don't got to listen to you. She took her check-in, went and fasted, went in there and went to her husband, even though he was a heathen, and got him to stop the slaughter or the genocide of Israel. That's why she has an entire book written of her today, right? That's a noble aspiration for a sister to aspire to. You get the point? To help her husband, to help her father, help her brother so much that you ain't just known on Facebook, but you known in the book of the Lord. That's where you really should be, in the book of the Lord, where you ain't on Facebook crying over some Hamite who said, my sister, you spoiled the car. Wakanda forever. All right? And with that, pass the class over to Priest and Captain Hamakor. Wakanda forever. What kind of shit is that? Salam. Go ahead, quickly.
Isupk security announcements. We had Isupk started 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Root for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They need to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which your brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Ma'ashura means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer to priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation, we have the Passover.
Purim tomorrow.
Also Purim tomorrow. The Feast of Purim, 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. Tomorrow, starting at sundown, and to Thursday, March 1st. You can find Esther chapter 9, verse 20 to 31. We'll be going into that tomorrow. Also, of course, the Passover. This year Passover will be held March 30th, 2018, next month, at the Grand Roosevelt Ballroom, 2 Hudson Street, Yonkers, New York. Zip code 10702.
All right. Once again, if you are a student in the class, you're not sure, and you want to go Passover, contact your camp leader in the city that's closest to you or the city you live in and express your willingness to go Passover and get to make the arrangements early. Don't just type, oh, I want to go Passover. Do something about it. Faith without works is dead. Don't just talk about it. Be about it. All right? Make the call and do what Esther did. Do what you were told to do. And you would make it up there on the 30th. All right?
$200 per family or per person. If you don't have the money or you can't get the money, contact your captain or commander officer in the state or city you're in, and they'll help you get that information to come to the Passover. Commander Juliana will provide it. One of the greatest brothers in this school will pay for it. Will help you get into it. Brothers and sisters, come on now. Passover is going to be lit. It's going to be better than Wakanda. We're not going to have no vibranium. We're going to have fringes.
That's right.
We're going to have fringes, studs, and shields. Come on with it. If any brother wants to be, also check out our social media, such as www.isupk.com. Also, our online classes, Isupk online classes, Monday, radio show, Monday starts at 9 to 12 o'clock. We got classes Tuesday, Monday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and also, what's one more thing? Slocky, it was one more thing.
No sweat.
Can't come to me. Damn.
No sweat. Also, Akim, this is for the Akim, the brothers who want to be troopers. Passover night, we will be opening the gates for the next Hebrew Academy class. All right, Hebrew Academy class will be it would begin Passover night. If you want to be part of the next Hebrew Academy class, if you want to be part of Commandant General Yohana's warriors, part of his official officers who take to the street, you want to be trained by General Mahaiman, trained by Captain Akkad, trained by Captain Sakawar, right? You want to come out there and get trained and be one of the men of Salakia. What's going on? Salakia. I got you, brother. I got it. Don't worry. If you want one of these here, brother. Salakia. You want one of these fly jokers right here, huh? Yeah, stand this right here. What does it say? Read it.
Hebrew Academy.
Woo.
Men of war.
Men of what?
Men of war.
What does it say again?
Men of war.
Keep reading.
Graduate.
What?
Graduate.
What?
Graduate.
Meaning I didn't buy this.
Graduate.
Meaning I didn't just receive this.
Graduate.
Meaning I bled and I sweat for this shit,
man.
How Flex said, we don't let anybody up in here. Bars. Keep reading.
2008.
It's a good year, bro. Good scotch. You want one of these jackets, Zach? You be there Passover night where you will begin months of intense, excruciating training that is made to break you. And if there's any bitch in you, one of two things will happen. Either you will leave, or the bitch in you will leave and you'll become a man in the Lord. Either way, we benefit and get stronger. All right? So Passover night, if you want to be in this year's Hebrew Academy and your brother who's on his way to be a trooper, you're an officer who has not yet graduated Hebrew Academy, be in New York. That's all I can say. Come on. Let's go.
If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, wearing all black. Boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. All black, everything. Not like the Black Panther.
That's right. All right.
Well, with that, I say Imadium. One by Hakodum, which means turn the face to the east. So just a prayer.
Please.
Come. We'll be saying the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew translation. Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Haya,
Haya,
Shemka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakwatka,
Mulakwatka,
Saba'a,
Saba'a,
Ratazaka,
Ratazaka,
Haya,
Haya,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Ba'aratiza,
Baratiza,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Haya,
Haya,
Bashamai,